Yeah, good morning. I'm Rajendra here. Welcome to technical session. So far we have discussed on C language and C++. Yesterday we started C++ on operator overloading. Today also we continue where we left off on C++, and if the time permits we start with the Java questions, frequently asked questions. And if you have any doubts also, you may call to us after 10 or 15 minutes later, so that your doubts will be cleared. So we will see that in C++ or C language, some another question is also there, that is what is loops and its types. Explain the loops and its types. Okay. What are the loops? Now we will see the why should we use the loops and what are the types of the loops. Now we will understand. Okay, right. So I will explain in C and C++ or Java, both are same for loops. There is no difference. Only thing is syntactically it is same. But in C language we write the printf, and C++ we write the cout, and in Java we write the system.out.println in Java. So remaining syntax is same. So just look here, repetitive statements can be executed until some condition is satisfied, that is called loops. I repeat, repetitive statements, group of statements can be executed until some condition satisfies. For example, I want to print up to second or fourth table. I want to print second table or fourth table based on user choice. I am writing here one program. Just look here, in C++ I am writing this program. Okay, later you convert into C language or Java also, no problem. I am writing here in C++. Example on loops. After executing explanation of this program, you will understand the definition of the loops. In C language we write the stdio.h, whereas in C++ we write the iostream.h. Input output stream.h. This is the header file, and this is for no need to write here as of now. I am writing here void main. In C++ also execution starts from main method, main function. In C and C++ we call the functions, and whereas in Java we call method. Okay, functions and methods both are same. The definition is same, but only thing is terminology is different. If you are writing inside the class, then it is called method, whereas if you are writing outside the class, then it is called function. Everything is same. Okay, you will call in Java generally we call method, in C and C++ we call function. Here our is loops, right? Int n comma I semicolon. I am asking the user to enter which table you want. Enter any number. Enter any number. Oh, sorry, is C++ right? We have to write cout. Enter any number. C in n. This is the reading the data from keyboard, C in. I will explain each statement later after writing this program. Now what we have to do, I read the value, now I have to display the I equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Now I have to display, enter any number. So first of all I have to display n into I, okay. This is endl. Endl. Or for user convenience you can write something like this also. Okay, next n into I, just look here. See, for example I read the value from 4th table, I want to display 4th table. It has to display up to how many times? So 10 times, I have to write here 10, okay. So here n means what? 4 into 1, first iteration. First initially I value is 1 here, just look here, the n comma I are the variables, these are the two variables of type integer. These two variables are created somewhere in the memory. So initially it contains the garbage value. So now I want to, I don't know the n value, which table I want to be displayed. So I am asking the user, enter any number, enter any number. Here I entered 4. 4 is read from the keyboard, 4 is read from the keyboard, okay, and stored into n, and stored into n. Now the n value is 4. So I equal to 1. Here I is less than or equal to 10 means 1 is less than or equal to 10, which is true. Condition becomes true. Condition becomes true. Now the control enters the body of the for loop. This is the loop. So see out, here n means what? 4. 4 into I means 1. So we will get the first iteration 4 into 1 equal to 4. This is the first iteration. First iteration. Iteration means repeatedly happens. Control going back means iteration. Next iteration I plus plus. Now I is incremented by 1. So now I value is 2. I value is 2. 2 less than or equal to 10, which is also true. So now the control enters the body of the for loop. See out n into I. N into I. N into n means what here? 4. 4 into I means what here? 2. Now I value is 2. So equal to 4 into 2, that is 8. This is second iteration. Okay. Like this it will be executed. It will be executed up to 10. Up to I value 10. I value becomes 10. Okay. This is 10th iteration. This is 10th iteration. Okay. The next iteration I becomes 11. Okay. Next iteration I becomes 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10, which becomes false. Control comes out of the for loop. Control comes out of the for loop. Okay. The meaning of the loop here is repeatedly this cout n into I is executed until some condition becomes false. Until some condition becomes false is called looping statements. Is called looping statements. So we have if you are not using the looping statements, we have to write 10 times this cout. 10 times we have to write. In case if you want to display the 1000 numbers from 1 to 10, you have to write 1000 lines of cout. So thanks to loop statements, so many repetitive statements are omitted by using the looping statements. Okay, here the repetitive means cout I am repeating 10 times here. The same statement I am repeating 10 times. So for that purpose we use the looping statements. Okay, so we have several loops. What is the definition of loops? Group of statements executes repeatedly until condition is satisfied. That is a looping statement. The control comes out of the loop when condition becomes false. Okay, so I repeat, group of statements executes repeatedly until condition is satisfied. That is the definition of the loops. So when how many times it will be executed? Control comes until some condition is satisfied. The moment condition becomes false, now the control comes out of the looping statement. So those statements will not be executed if the condition becomes false. So we will see the types looping statements. What are the types of the looping statements? It is also called looping statements, also called as iterative statements. Okay, or repetitive statements. Both are same, or simple loops also we can say. What are the types of the loops? First, for loop. Second one, while loop. Third one, do while loop. These are the 3 loops are available, and one more is there, that is fourth one, for each loop. This is only in Java only it supports. In Java we have four types: for, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop. Okay, for each loop is only available in the Java, whereas these 4 loops are available in Java. Okay, and these 3 are available in C and C++. Next, we will see that for loop now. What is syntax of for loop? For initialization, semicolon, condition, semicolon, updation. Okay, here statement 1, semicolon, statement 2, semicolon, up to statement n. Okay, This group of statements are executed repeatedly until some condition becomes true. So, this is the initialization. We must initialize the variable and condition should be there. If the condition is not there, this loop becomes infinite loop. Okay. If the updation is missing, this loop becomes infinite loop. Okay. So, condition and updation are mandatory for loop, and do not keep the semicolon here, do not keep semicolon, okay, because this is a group of statements. Here this is for this point, this line is known as the heading of the loop heading, and this is known as the body of the loop. If there is a group of statement, more than one statement is there, braces are mandatory. Okay. If there is only single statement, this is syntax 2. This is syntax 2, that is for init, condition, updation. Here statement 1. And so here no need to write the braces. If you want to write, here braces are optional. Here the braces are optional. So if there is only single statement, no need to write the braces. If you want to write, you can write the braces, no problem. Now we will see the example. Now we will see the example of the for loop. For I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Just we write here the same thing. You can write number of statements here, because we have written here braces. Okay. If you are writing the braces, you can write number of statements. See out example, n star equal to. Okay. So this indicates that we will get in this format, n star equal to n star. We have to write one more thing here, that is I. Okay. N star I means what here? I equal to some value, we will get in this format. Okay. That calculation of n into I. Okay. That is, if you are displaying the n means 4, I means 1, okay, 4, we will get the 4 into 1 in this format I am writing. So this is already we have discussed this multiplication table. This is the example for the multiplication. Endl is a it's coming to the new line. For purpose we use endl in C++. So here for is a keyword. For is a keyword. For is a keyword. Okay. So this is used for pre-tested, and it is a pre-tested loop. A pre-tested means before executing the statements, the condition is checked. Okay. If the condition is satisfied, only this group of statements are executed. That is nothing but a pre-tested loop. And in for loop, where do we use means how many times it has to be, when we know how many times it has to be executed, use for loop. Okay. For is a keyword, it is a pre-tested loop. When we know how many times it has to be executed, use for loop. And just I want to write some more thing here, the same example. Initialization, I want to write something like this. Okay, the same, another example 2 I am writing here. Example 2. You can write something like this also, it's nothing wrong. Okay, semicolon, no problem. Okay, initialization you can write before the for loop also, it's nothing wrong. Okay, next example 3. I want to write example 3. I want to write I++ ladder. This is also you can write, like this also you can write. Okay, and next example 4. I want to write something like this. It is also valid. No problem. Okay, so you can initialize from something like this, and you can write the condition here, and you can write the updation here also, no problem. Okay, updation means not only incremented, you can also write the decrement also. And I want to tell, this is in for loop, these 2 semicolon are mandatory. For loop depends 2 semicolons. Okay, if you are not writing the 2 semicolons, okay, it is a syntactical error. These 2 semicolons are mandatory in the for loop because it demands. Okay, next, I don't want to write this condition here. I don't want to write condition, so that it becomes infinite loop if the condition is not there. Okay, next, I don't want to write this updation, it also leads to infinite loop. So this is a for loop syntax and example. If you write simple 2 semicolons also, it is valid, but it leads to infinite. Next, second type of the loop, that is while loop. Okay, for loop and while loop both are same, only thing is syntax is different. This is the syntax I am writing. While, before writing the while, initialization, condition, group of statements. Just I am copy this same thing here. group of statements. Okay, this is initialization and this is condition we write inside the while in the parenthesis. This is the group of statements. Okay, here I am writing the updation. This is the syntax of the while loop. Okay, when we use the while loop means while is a keyword, while is a keyword. Okay, use while loop when we don't know how many times it has to be executed. It has to be executed means in for loop we know fixed number of times will be executed in for loop. So, we know that how many times it has to be executed. When we do not know how many times these statements are executed, so go for the while loop. Okay? And it is not rule, every for loop can be replaced with the while and vice versa also, means while can be replaced with for loop and for loop can be replaced with while loop. There is no difference, only thing is generally we use how many times. When we know the fixed number of times, better to use the for loop. Okay. When we do not know how many times it has to be executed, choose while loop. For that reason only we use the while loop. And so you are able to answer the difference between the for loop and while loop. What is the difference between the for loop and while loop? Both are same, both are pre-tested loops, first. Second, their fixed number of times will be executed in for loops. Okay, meaning how many times it has to be executed when we are aware, then go for the for loop. Next point in while loop, difference. When we do not know how many times it has to be executed, okay, then n times means go for the while loop. Okay. And what are the similarities? Similarities means both the job is same. Okay. Contrast means when we know fixed number of times, go for the for loop. When we do not know how many times it has to be executed, go for the while loop. These are the differences. You need to answer these the differences between the for loop and while loop. Next, what is the third one? That is do while loop. So, do while loop syntax is do repeated statements close, we write while condition semicolon. This is a statements, that is statement 1, statement 2 up to statement n. First, now the control enters the body of the do while loop. First statements are executed, then only condition is checked. First the statements are executed, after that only condition is checked. If the condition is true, again iterates, means control go back and execute. If the condition becomes false, control comes out of the do while loop. Okay, I repeat, first statements are executed. First statement 1, statement 2 up to statement n are executed. Next, second step, condition is checked. If the condition is true, control go back and executes. If the condition becomes false, control comes out of the while loop. Okay. I will write here, do is a keyword, it is a post tested loop, first statements are executed, in the body of the do while. Okay. Next, condition is checked after execution of statements. Okay. Next, the condition is false. If the condition is true, control go back to execute. Next, execute the statements. Okay. If the condition, first the statements are executed, body of the do while loop. Okay. Once the statements are executed, then only condition is checked. Okay. If the condition is true, control go back and execute the statements. Okay. If the condition is false, control comes out of the do while loop. If the condition is false, control comes out of the do while loop. Okay. And next, this is post tested loop. So, we will write one simple example. See out same statements we write here. While I is less than or equal to 5. So, first, whether it is true or false, okay, means condition is becomes false or true, the first statements are executed, it is guaranteed. Okay. Minimum iteration is 1 in do while loop. Whereas in the for loop and while loop, minimum iteration is 0. Here I can give the guarantee that at least one statement will be executed in the body of the do while loop, because I know that condition is checked the latter. First the statements are executed, then only condition is checked. So, here the first these two statements are executed, latter only condition is checked. Okay. If the condition is false, next time control comes out of the do while loop. Next, we write here the difference between the while loop and do while loop. We write the difference between the while loop and do while loop. while and do while loop. Should be small letters. First, it is post tested, it is pre-tested loop. Next, in do while loop, it is post tested, it is post tested. This is the first point. These are the differences. Okay. Next, minimum iteration is zero. The meaning of this one is, if the condition is false, while or for loop never execute the statement body of the for loop or while loop. If the condition is false, for loop or while loop never executes, because the condition is false, because it is a pre-tested loop. While loop and for loop, these two are the pre-tested loops, it never executed if the condition is false. Okay. That is the reason I am saying that minimum iteration is 0, minimum iteration is 0. Next, we will see the what is the next do while loop here. Here minimum iteration is 1. Minimum iteration is 1. Okay. If the condition is false, for or while loop never executes the body of the statements, okay. Because it is post tested conditions are statements are executed. So we can give the guarantee that, and both are these three are the repetitive statements only. It will execute the repetitive statements. These are the differences between the while and do while loop. These are the types. Now we discussed here types of the loops. Next, we go for the constructors. And what are the input output statements in C++? What are the input output statements in C++? Okay. Here the input output statements means Cin, Cout are the input output statements. Here the Cin, Cout are the input output statements. Okay. Here syntax we write like this: Cout any message. It is just like a printf statement in C language. And it is predefined in, it is used to display message on the monitor. Okay, and it is predefined in input output stream.h. Okay. Here the Cout is a predefined object. predefined object. It is a predefined object of OStream class. Cout is a predefined object of OStream class. Okay. This OStream class means where first time we are seeing a OStream means this OStream is available in iostream.h file, header file. This OStream class is available iostream.h header file. Okay. It will be like this class, the file name is iostream.h is the file name. Okay. In this file, this is written something like this OStream. It will be written something like this. Okay. And this OStream is predefined, means already it is defined OStream space cout. It is a predefined object. Here OStream is a class, cout is a object identifier, predefined, already defined, it is not user defined. So, simply we are using the cout object. What is this double less than operator? Means it is acts as a function. It is acts as a function. Okay. Every object, that is cout, this double less than operator function is called with respect to cout object. Okay. It is over operators. Okay. This is overloaded here with respect to cout object. It is method or function. Okay. This function is called to display the output. How this function is called? Like this. It will be defined something like this: operator something like this, operator double less than. It will be looks like this. In the OStream class, these are the member functions. These are the member functions. So, simply we are using cout something like this. So, hope you understood this one. Next we go for cin. Cin is a predefined object which is used to read the data from the keyboard. It is used to read the data from the keyboard. So, it is predefined in iostream.h. Okay. So, here cin is a predefined object of which class? It is a member function of iStream class. It is a member function of iStream class. Okay. It looks like this. The file is iostream.h class iStream. Okay. It look like this. Okay. Here public void operator double greater than, it look like this. So, by using this class iStream space, we are creating the object. already it is created, predefined object will be created. So, these are the input and output statements in C++. Next we go for the constructors. Constructors in C and C++ and Java both are same, definition is same. Now we will see the what is constructor. Constructor is a special member function. Special member function, okay. It is executed as soon as object is created, okay. Constructor is a special member function. It is executed as soon as the object is created, okay. Same simultaneously object is creating, automatically constructor will get executed, okay. I am not saying that after object is created then only constructor is executed, simultaneously it will be executed. The moment you are creating the object, simultaneously constructor is get called, okay, automatically called by the system, okay. In C++ point of view, operating system will call automatically, okay, whereas in the Java JVM will call constructor. So, why should we use the constructor? This is the next question. Why do we go for the constructor? Why it is called special member function or special member method, okay. Why it is called special means we are not calling, it is automatically called as soon as the object is created first. That is the reason I am saying that special member function, that is the reason I am saying that special member method. Next point, it does not have any return type, okay, and function name and class name is same. That is the reason I am saying that it is a special member function. That is the reason I am saying that it is a special member function. Class name and constructor name both are same. That is the reason I am saying that it is a special member function, okay. So, why should we go for the constructor then? Now we have seen why it is called special. Now we are going for why we go for the special member function or special member method, okay. Whenever you want to initialize the values inside the object, I repeat, whenever you want to initialize the values inside the object, go for the constructor. Whenever you want to initialize the values inside the object, go for the constructor. So, when we know before, so the object should contain these are the values. For example, pi value is 3.14, we know that value, better to write constructor and initialize that value in that constructor. So, that the moment value is created, always pi value is the same, okay. For that reason we go for the initialization, these constructors, and we have three types of constructors are there, okay. One is default constructor, parameterized constructor and copy constructor. I repeat, we have three types. One is default constructor, second one is parameterized constructor, okay. Third one is copy constructor. So, we see the special member function object, okay. If we write the definition here, why should we, what is the job of constructor? What is the job of the constructor? Okay, to initialize the values, initialize the data into the object. We use the constructors. So, what are the rules? Some rules are there to follow the constructor. some rules are there. So, what are the rules we see now? Rules for the constructor. First rule, class name and constructor name should be same. Class name and constructor name should be same. Second, it should not have any return type. It should not have any return type. Any return type, not even void. It should not have any return type, not even void. Now we see here example for the first class. For example, I am writing here example. Constructor name should be same, that is public exam okay. Here the look here, class name is, what is the class name here? Exam. What is the constructor name? Both are same, both should be same, then only we can say that it is a constructor. Next, second, it should not have any return type, not even void. Just look here, exam I cannot write the void here, or I cannot write any return type here. If you are writing here void or return type, okay, it leads to error, because due to error, void should not have any return type, now it is okay. Next, third rule, should not have any return statement. It should not have any return statement. Okay. For example, I am just taking this exam constructor. If you are writing any return statement, leads to error. Okay. How can you write return statement? There is no return type. Okay. If you want to write the return statement, it should have one return type, right? So, without return statement, without return type, you cannot write the return statement. Okay. There is no void also, there is no any return type. How can you write the return statement? So, if you write the return statement, it leads to error, and it is one of the rules of the constructors. Okay. These are the rules to be followed in the constructor. And next, types of the constructor. Default constructor. Second one, parameterized constructor. Third one, copy constructor. Okay. Now we will see what is default constructor and what is parameterized constructor and what is copy constructor. And default constructor The constructor which has no parameter, then it is called default constructor. I repeat, the constructor which has no name and no parameter, then it is called default constructor. Okay, we see here. What is default constructor? The constructor which has known parameter, it is called default constructor. It is called default constructor. Example, in the previous example just we have seen, in case of C++ we must write here public, in Java it is optional. This is called default constructor. Here I am not writing any parameters. Here I am not writing any parameters. Okay, and some rules are there. Default constructor cannot be overloaded. Cannot be overloaded. Okay, we know that the rules for the overloading means signature should be parameter should be different. There is no parameters. How can you overload the constructor, default constructor? But parameters constructor can be overloaded, but default constructor cannot be overloaded because it has no parameters. Only we have one signature is there, that is no parameter signature. So I cannot overload the default constructor, but I can overload the parameters constructor, but not the default constructor. Now we see next to parameter, next to type, that is parameterized constructor. Okay, parameterized constructor means, now you tell me that definition. I will write here some small example. Just look here, this is nothing but a parameterized constructor. This is nothing but a parameterized constructor. If there is at least one parameter is there, then it is called parameterized constructor. What is the parameter here? That is int c. Here what is the parameter here? That is a comma b. So at least one parameter is there, then it is called parameterized constructor. That is called parameterized constructor. So parameterized constructor can be overloaded. Here this is nothing but a overloading. Same constructor. Then it is called overloading of the constructor. So because this signature is different, this signature is different, means parameters are different. So it is overloaded. So what are the rules for the overloaded? Means at least one parameter must be there. At least one parameter must be there in the constructor. This is a rule for the parameterized constructor. Next we go for the copy constructor. Then we go for the copy constructor. Okay. Now we see, I will write one example here. In C++, at the end of the class we have to write the semicolon, do not forget. In Java, do not write the semicolon, only in C++ point of view only we write the semicolon. Okay. It should be the reference variable. It should be the reference variable. So, then only we can say that it is a copy constructor. Okay. Of type same class, it should have the same class. Okay. Same class, and we have to write the here one reference. Then it is called the copy constructor. I am copying from one constructor to another constructor purpose we use the copy constructor. I repeat, to copy from one constructor to another constructor we use the copy constructor. Simply I am sending the address of the another constructor, another object, so that object is copied. Okay. For that point of view we use the, so that we can modify the other objects values in the copy constructor. You can modify by taking one copy, carbon copy, and you can modify that one. Original will exist the same, but so many persons we do not use the copy constructor in Java or C++. Generally in Java we say that default constructor and parameterized constructor, but copy constructor is also available in C++ and Java. Okay. Some books you may not find that copy constructor, but copy constructor is also a very useful. Okay. But only thing is we need to get used to work on the copy constructor. So, if any in future time permits, I will explain about the copy constructor with a suitable example also. But it is very if you get used to for this copy constructor, it is very useful, so that we can modify the any objects, the data by taking the copy. There is some rule is there. It should have the reference. Of same class. Okay. And only one reference is available. I cannot write the more than one references. So, it leads to error. Only it have only one parameter. Only one parameter. Okay. More than one references cannot be allowed here. These are the copy constructors. Next, in C++ there is another is also there concept, some concepts are there, that is this keyword. Okay. And this in not only in C language, C++, it is also available in the Java. In C++ point of view, it is a predefined pointer. It is a predefined pointer. This keyword is used. Okay. When it is used, as soon as the object is created, automatically this keyword points to the current object. It points to the current object. For that purpose, we use this keyword. It is a predefined pointer. Okay. I cannot define this keyword, automatically defined. It is a system defined. Okay. It points to the current object. It points to the current object. So, indirectly we can access the object by using the this keyword, okay, and it is only available in the member function. I cannot write the non-member functions. This keyword cannot be used in the non-member function. It is only, we can only write in the member functions only. I cannot write the main function because main is not a member function of that class. Main is not a member function of that class. So, it is used only in the member functions. It is used only in the member functions. So, these are the concepts are there in the C++. Questions are gathered and frequently asked questions I discussed now, and you can mail also. Yesterday also I gave the my mail ID dc rajendra.apssdc@gmail.com. So, you can mail to me if you have any doubts on the technical questions point of view. I am ready to help you. Tomorrow we see the Java interview questions. Mostly we cover all the concepts of Java, C, C++. If you have still any pending, will be discussed tomorrow. Thank you. I hope you understood today's session. If you have any doubts and any queries, you can mail to me that number rajendra.apssdc. Thank you.